Welcome the Spirit of Tomorrow channel. Ever feel like you're living on autopilot, disconnected from who you truly are? What if I told you there's a gentle way to rediscover your authentic self, to peel back the layers and understand your deepest emotions? Join me on a calming journey into the mindful mirror, where clarity and true self-awareness await. If this story speaks to you, even just a little, stay with me by tapping subscribe so we can keep meeting here for quiet moments like this. The Healing Dream 8. The Mindful Mirror. Reflecting your true self. You are here now, in the stillness between breaths, in the space where the world's constant hum fades just enough to notice the quiet that has always been there. Perhaps you came seeking something, though even the idea of seeking feels cumbersome when the day has been full of noise, full of demands, full of moments that pull at the edges of your attention until you are almost certain you have forgotten what it is to simply be. And yet, in this soft pause, you realize that there is always an invitation, a gentle, unassuming call to turn your gaze inward, to meet yourself where you are, not where you think you should be. It is tempting, is it not, to believe that self-understanding requires grand gestures or profound revelations? But the truth is quieter than that. It waits for you in the subtle shift of awareness, in the whisper of noticing the rhythm of your breath, the weight of your body against the mattress, the tiny currents of thought that pass without judgment. Now is one of those rare moments when you are allowed, encouraged even, to pause, to consider the mind as a mirror, reflective yet fluid, capable of revealing more than it conceals if you approach it without force, without expectation. You might wonder why now? Why, in the midst of life's endless motion, its sirens and alarms, its notifications and urgent interruptions, would you find yourself drawn to this quiet reflection? The answer is simple, though it carries the weight of subtle truth. It is precisely because of the noise that this turning inward matters. The louder the world outside, the more precious the clarity you can cultivate inside. It is in these moments, fleeting as they may be, that you begin to recognize the contours of your inner landscape. You are not escaping life. You are meeting it more fully by first meeting yourself. Consider for a moment the idea of your true self. The phrase may feel abstract, perhaps even elusive, drifting in your mind like smoke through sunlight. And yet, it is not a destination, nor is it a fixed identity tucked neatly within you like a secret diary. True self is a living, breathing presence, a reflection of all that you are, all that you have been, all that you are becoming. It is both familiar and strange, comforting and challenging. In today's world, where roles are multiplied and masks often wear themselves without conscious thought, true self may feel like a whisper beneath layers of expectation. But listen closely, and it is there, waiting not to be found but to be acknowledged. You do not need to fix anything. This is not a journey of correction, of improvement, of striving toward an ideal. Those pursuits are exhausting in their insistence. They demand action, performance, approval. Here, in this gentle turning inward, you are invited simply to understand, to recognize patterns without judgment, to see yourself reflected in the mirror of your own awareness, and to meet that reflection with compassion. Every thought, every feeling, every pulse of awareness is valid. deserving of attention and care, not because you need to change it, but because it exists, because you exist. The world outside will continue to whirl, indifferent to the quiet work of reflection you undertake here. Cars will move, voices will speak, notifications will ping. And yet, within this cocoon of awareness, these disturbances serve only to illuminate the contrast, to remind you that the inner world is yours to tend. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast garden. The garden is wild, unkempt in places, yet beautiful in every corner. Each plant, each stone, each hidden path reflects some part of you. The work is not to prune or rearrange, but to walk slowly, to notice, to breathe in the colors, the textures, the shapes, and to feel their resonance within. You may begin by observing your thoughts as they rise and fall, like clouds passing over a tranquil sky. Some thoughts will be light, playful, flickering with the energy of memory or imagination. Others may feel heavier, weighted with unresolved tension or old regrets. Allow them to pass without interference. Notice their form, their movement, and gently remind yourself that these clouds are not you. They are experiences you carry, temporary companions in the expanse of your awareness. In doing so, you cultivate a spaciousness that is both freeing and deeply grounding. Next, allow yourself to feel the nuances of your emotions. Too often, life encourages the binary, happy or sad, good or bad, success or failure. But your emotional landscape is far richer than these categories. It stretches like a horizon, painted with infinite shades. Curiosity, wistfulness, apprehension, delight, melancholy, hope, quiet contentment. No feeling is too small, no subtle shift insignificant. Pay attention to how your body responds, the quickening of your pulse, the tension along your shoulders, the gentle flutter in your stomach, the softness behind your eyes. Your body is a wise companion, silently translating what your mind may overlook. In this process, you begin to notice triggers, moments or encounters that consistently alter your inner state. Perhaps it is a word, a glance, a memory, a place. Notice these without labeling them as good or bad. They are signposts along the path of self-understanding, indicators of patterns that call for acknowledgement rather than judgment. The simple act of recognizing a trigger transforms it from an unnoticed force into a conscious signal, a point of insight from which reflection can grow. As you continue, consider the act of journaling, not as a task, but as a dialogue with yourself. Writing is a mirror that captures subtleties speech cannot hold. Begin with a single sentence. Today I notice, and let the words flow without editing, without censoring. Allow questions to arise. What am I feeling right now? Why does this matter? Where in my body do I notice this sensation? Let each entry be an unfolding of awareness, a gentle excavation of hidden layers. Over time, patterns emerge, connections appear, and your inner narrative begins to harmonize with the reality of your being. Another practice is the pause and observe habit. Life encourages reaction, instant, often unthinking. Here, you cultivate a pause. When irritation or anxiety surfaces, do not immediately respond. Breathe. Observe. Notice the subtle textures of the moment, the tone of your inner voice, the speed of your heartbeat, the clarity or cloudiness of your thought. In this pause, you reclaim choice. You respond intentionally rather than react reflexively. You choose presence over autopilot. Your authentic self, once glimpsed in these quiet reflections, may feel at odds with the roles you perform in daily life. There is a tension between who you are when no one is watching and the persona presented to the world. This is natural. Reconciling these aspects requires gentle courage. The courage to honor your inner truth while navigating outer expectations. Boundaries become essential. They are not walls. They are the respectful lines you draw to protect the clarity you have cultivated, to ensure that your inner world remains nourished rather than depleted. Vulnerability, too, is a companion in this journey. Sharing your authentic self, even in subtle ways, even with one trusted presence, fosters connection, empathy, and understanding. It is not a performance. It is a revelation. You begin to see that the act of revealing who you truly are can be healing not just for yourself, but for others who witness it. In the quiet honesty of these moments, you discover the profound interconnection between self-awareness and relational depth. This journey is ongoing. The mirror you hold before you today is not a tool for a single reflection, but a lifelong companion. Celebrate the small insights, a moment of patience, an awareness of recurring thoughts, a recognition of a subtle emotional shift. These are the milestones of inner work, often invisible to the world, but luminous within your consciousness. Every acknowledgement, every gentle observation, every pause becomes a brick in the foundation of lasting peace. You may wonder where to go from here. The path is not linear, nor does it require a roadmap. Continue to cultivate awareness through mindful observation, journaling, and pause. Seek resources that resonate. Books, guided meditations, reflective exercises. But remember that the true guide is within. The clarity, the insight, the wisdom you seek is available each time you turn inward. In this moment, allow yourself to rest in the awareness that you have begun. You have turned your gaze inward, opened the door to self-reflection, and invited a dialogue that honors the totality of your being. The journey is not about perfection. It is about presence. It is not about fixing, correcting, or achieving. It is about meeting yourself where you are, embracing your authentic contours, and allowing the gentle unfolding of understanding to take its natural course. As you settle into this quiet reflection, know that every breath, every heartbeat, every subtle flicker of attention carries you further into the realm of self-knowledge. Each exhale releases tension. Each inhale invites clarity. The garden within you begins to stir, not in haste, not in effort, but in patient, unfolding awareness. And in this awareness, you find the first glimmers of something profound, a recognition that you are, in every moment, enough. That the self you seek is not a distant ideal, but the living presence that has always accompanied you, waiting to be noticed, embraced, and understood. And so, in the gentle unfolding of your inner reflection, you begin to understand that true self is not a puzzle to be solved, nor a prize to be won. It is a quiet companion, a whispering guide, a luminous presence in the landscape of your consciousness. Each moment you spend in mindful awareness strengthens this connection, weaving a tapestry of understanding, compassion, and acceptance. You are invited now to linger here, in this space between thought and awareness, between the world outside and the garden within. Notice the rhythm of your breath, the subtle currents of feeling, the textures of thought. Each element is part of the mirror you hold up to yourself. Each element contributes to the slowly deepening understanding that you are whole. You are present, and you are on a journey that honors the totality of your being. Here, in this quiet invitation, the world outside continues its motion, but you have found a still point within, a point of reflection, of witnessing, of profound knowing. And in this stillness, the first seeds of insight, of inner peace, and of authentic connection are planted. They will grow, slowly and surely, nourished by your attention, patience, and compassion. You are not in a hurry. There is no end to this reflection, only the continuous unfolding of awareness. Each time you return to this practice, you discover new contours, new textures, new dimensions of self, and each return strengthens the foundation of presence, clarity, and inner peace. In this space, the constant external noise no longer dominates. It is no longer a barrier, but a backdrop, highlighting the contrast and making the inner world shine more brightly. You are reminded that turning inward is not a withdrawal, but a courageous act of engagement. Engagement with the truth of who you are, beyond the demands, the roles, the expectations. And as you rest in this awareness, a gentle understanding arises that you are here, now, alive in the quiet, present in your own mind, open to the full spectrum of experience, not to fix, not to judge, not to escape, but to witness, to acknowledge, to be. This is the beginning of a journey that has no end, only unfolding. A journey in which the mirror you hold to your mind becomes a gateway to understanding, healing, and serenity. And in this moment, you are invited to take your first conscious step, to breathe, to notice, and to simply be. You are here. You are present. You are beginning to meet yourself. You have stepped through the doorway of self-reflection, carrying with you the quiet understanding that the inner world is vast, intricate, and alive. The first moments of awareness have settled like morning mist over a still pond. And now, with gentle curiosity, you are invited to explore the landscape that lies beneath the surface of ordinary consciousness. Your emotional landscape. Emotions are often misunderstood as simple signals, binary in their expression, happy or sad, calm or anxious, content or frustrated. But you are beginning to sense that this simplification is a disservice to the richness of your inner experience. Each day, a multitude of subtle currents flows through you, often unnoticed, yet shaping the texture of your life. Like the intricate pattern of leaves on a forest floor, each feeling is a distinct shape, a unique color, a distinct vibration within your being. Begin to observe your feelings without rushing to categorize them. Notice how curiosity feels differently from wistfulness, how longing differs from nostalgia, how quiet anticipation carries a distinct hum compared to mild unease. Some sensations are fleeting, like butterflies brushing against the edges of your awareness. while others linger, heavy and persistent, pressing against the walls of your consciousness. You do not need to judge, resist, or correct them. They are present, and their presence is a form of communication. Messages from your deeper self, offering guidance and insight if you are willing to listen. Perhaps you notice tension when your mind lingers on certain thoughts, a tightening in your chest, a hollow echo behind your eyes, or a surge of warmth as a memory of kindness or beauty washes through you. These sensations are not mere byproducts of experience, they are signals. Your body, wise beyond conscious comprehension, reflects the intricate dance of your emotional reality. Each heartbeat, each muscle twitch, each subtle shift in breathing carries information. Attuning to these signals allows you to map the landscape more accurately, to see not only the peaks of joy and valleys of sorrow, but the nuanced gradients in between. There are triggers, too, subtle and persistent, that guide you toward awareness. They may appear in the form of words spoken by another, a glance, a melody, a sudden recollection. Some triggers awaken discomfort, stirring unresolved thoughts or old habits. Others invite reflection, gently illuminating truths you have overlooked. Recognizing these triggers is not a call to eliminate them, nor to avoid them, but to understand the patterns they reveal. Each trigger, each reaction, is a doorway into self-knowledge. By observing without judgment, by noticing without reacting impulsively, you reclaim agency over the inner landscape, turning what once was an unseen influence into conscious insight. Imagine, if you will, that your emotional life is a garden of exquisite complexity. There are flowers that bloom brightly and freely, exuding fragrance and light. There are vines that twist and curl, seeking space and support. There are roots hidden beneath the surface, anchoring and sustaining, yet sometimes entwined with tension. You are both gardener and explorer, moving through this terrain with attention and care. When sadness arises, see it not as a failing, but as the shaded corner of the garden that asks for recognition and gentle tending. When delight stirs, allow it to radiate fully, soaking into every corner of your awareness. Each emotion is a messenger, a teacher, a companion along your journey of understanding. Begin to note how these feelings shift over time. Some are immediate and acute, like lightning flashing across a night sky, intense and unmistakable. Others are subtle, creeping in like dawn light through mist, barely perceptible until fully recognized. There are emotions that recur, familiar patterns that follow certain events or thoughts, as predictable as the tide. Observing these recurring currents without self-recrimination is a profound act of self-awareness. You are not broken. You are intricate. You are not flawed. You are dynamic. Your body remains the most faithful interpreter of this internal choreography. Perhaps you notice tension in your shoulders before you recognize the worry in your mind, or a sense of expansion in your chest before you even name the delight blossoming quietly within. The body holds memory, emotion, and wisdom simultaneously, translating the invisible into tangible form. By tuning into these physical sensations, you access a language older and more primal than words, a direct connection to your deeper consciousness, where truths of your emotional world reside in raw, unfiltered clarity. As you observe, you may begin to recognize patterns, the moments that consistently elevate your spirit, the situations that reliably evoke stress or irritation, the subtle cues that hint at longing or joy. These patterns are neither good nor bad. They are simply information. They form the contours of your emotional map, guiding you toward understanding, acceptance, and eventual integration. By noting them, you learn to navigate your internal terrain with intention rather than wandering blindly through unconscious reaction. There is a profound difference between feeling and being overwhelmed by feeling. In the former, you witness. In the latter, you are consumed. Your practice of observation, gentle, persistent, and non-judgmental, cultivates resilience. It creates the space in which emotions can arise, exist, and dissipate naturally, rather than dictating your state of being. You are learning, through practice, that you can be fully present with the depth of your experience without losing yourself in it. Now, consider the interplay between thought and feeling. Thoughts can act as catalysts, triggering waves of emotional response. A recollection of past success might awaken pride or satisfaction. A memory of misunderstanding might stir discomfort or regret. By observing the initial sensation in your body and the subsequent mental narrative, you begin to see the sequence, the cause and effect. Without judgment, you are not your thoughts, nor are you your emotions. You are the aware presence in which both arise. Recognizing this distinction is the cornerstone of emotional insight. Curiosity becomes your companion. Approach your emotional world, not with the intent to correct or suppress, but to explore. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to tell me? Where in my body does it reside? How does it shift over time? Allow each inquiry to unfold naturally, without force. The answers may be subtle, appearing as fleeting impressions, gentle nudges, or quiet intuitions. Over time, these explorations accumulate, revealing layers of complexity, depth, and clarity previously unseen. You might notice certain emotions tied to social interactions, past experiences, or environmental cues. Perhaps disappointment lingers after a conversation. A quiet sense of inadequacy surfaces after comparison, or anticipation blooms in response to opportunity. Observe these without rushing to judgment. Each response carries information about your internal state and your relationship with the external world. By recognizing these connections, you cultivate a deeper understanding of the ways your inner world interacts with the outer, and you gain the capacity to navigate it more skillfully. The spectrum of feeling is infinite. It encompasses subtle shades that evade simple labeling. A whisper of longing, the warmth of contentment tempered by awareness, the ache of empathy mingled with relief. These subtleties, when attended to, reveal the intricate artistry of your emotional landscape. The more you practice observing, the more adept you become at perceiving nuance, at honoring the richness of experience, at appreciating the depth that life offers when met with full awareness. Physical sensations continue to be your guide. The twinge in your jaw may signal unspoken tension. The flutter in your stomach may indicate excitement, anxiety, or anticipation. The heaviness across your chest may reflect unprocessed emotion. The lightness in your limbs may accompany ease or satisfaction. By bringing mindful attention to these signals, you translate the language of the body into conscious understanding. You begin to notice patterns, the recurrent tightness, the familiar sensations, the bodily echoes of emotional cycles. These insights are not trivial. They are the foundations of emotional literacy, the skill of recognizing, interpreting, and responding to your inner signals with intelligence and compassion. As you explore further, allow space for reflection, moments of clarity, sudden insight, or unexpected recognition may arise. Perhaps you realize that a recurring irritation stems not from external circumstance, but from an internal expectation. Perhaps a sense of joy arises from simple acknowledgement of presence rather than achievement. These realizations, subtle though they may seem, are profound. They are markers along your journey, evidence that awareness itself is transformative, capable of reshaping your relationship with your emotional world. You may now begin to integrate these observations into a conscious practice. When a feeling surfaces, name it. When a trigger occurs, notice it. When a sensation arises in your body, attend to it. Each act of mindful attention is a brick in the structure of emotional resilience. You are building, slowly and gently, a capacity to navigate your inner world with grace, understanding, and ease. In doing so, you also cultivate compassion for yourself, for others, for the intricate complexity of life itself. Awareness without compassion can become sterile or clinical. Awareness, infused with kindness, transforms perception into wisdom. You learn to meet your feelings not with resistance, but with acceptance, not with fear, but with curiosity, not with judgment, but with understanding. This unfolding awareness, when sustained, brings freedom. You are no longer at the mercy of unconscious emotional patterns. You are the conscious witness, capable of choosing response rather than reaction. You recognize the impermanence of feelings, their arising and passing, and in that recognition, you find liberation. You understand that emotions are not chains, but signals, guides pointing the way toward deeper self-knowledge and presence. Imagine yourself walking through a forest of your own making, each tree a reflection of an emotional state, each path a course through the subtle currents of feeling. Some trees are tall and steadfast, their roots deep. Others are delicate, bending in the breeze, their leaves trembling with sensitivity. You move among them with awareness, noting their form, their texture, their essence. You are both observer and participant, walking gently, breathing deeply, noticing fully. And as you walk, you begin to notice the interplay of light and shadow, joy and sorrow, ease and tension, calm and agitation. There is no judgment, no evaluation of good or bad, only observation. And in this observation, there emerges a quiet satisfaction, the recognition that your emotional landscape is rich, dynamic, and alive, and that you are fully capable of navigating it with clarity and care. Each moment of observation strengthens your capacity for insight. Each gentle acknowledgement of feeling deepens understanding. Each breath, each pause, each subtle noticing acts as a thread, weaving together the tapestry of your inner world. And within this tapestry, you find both complexity and simplicity, movement and stillness, challenge and grace. As this awareness settles, you may notice a shift in how you relate to your emotional triggers. Instead of reacting impulsively, You notice. Instead of being swept away, you observe. You begin to see patterns, connections, and signals that were previously invisible. And with this vision comes choice, the freedom to respond intentionally, to engage with life from a place of grounded presence rather than automatic reaction. The body remains your faithful ally. Its signals, once subtle, now become clearer. The tightening of a muscle, the flutter in your chest, the lightness in your limbs, all communicate with clarity. By listening attentively, you gain access to an intuitive knowledge, a wisdom that transcends thought, a guidance system that aligns mind, body, and heart. And so you continue, gently, patiently, exploring the richness of your emotional terrain. You notice, you name, you witness, you breathe. You honor the subtle spectrum of your feelings, the triggers that illuminate hidden patterns, and the physical sensations that translate emotional truths. You understand that this is not a race, nor a task to complete. It is a continuous practice, an unfolding journey of awareness, compassion, and insight. In this unfolding, you begin to see the profound interconnection between emotion and self-understanding. The clearer your awareness, the more attuned you become to your needs, your boundaries, and your authentic expressions. You cultivate resilience not by suppressing feeling, but by embracing its full complexity. You find serenity not in control, but in understanding. And now, as you rest in this awareness, you recognize that the emotional landscape you are navigating is neither fixed nor static. It evolves, shifts, and transforms, reflecting the dynamic flow of life itself. You are not separate from it. You are an integral part, moving with its currents, observing its patterns, and learning from its lessons. Here, in this mindful reflection, you discover the subtle power of presence. To witness your emotions is not merely to acknowledge them. It is to participate consciously in the ongoing dialogue between your inner self and the world around you. And in this participation, you find balance, insight, and an ever-deepening connection to the truth of your being. And so you continue, aware and gentle, exploring, observing, embracing. Each moment deepens your understanding. Each breath affirms your presence. Each heartbeat resonates with the subtle, profound truth that your emotional landscape, in all its depth and nuance, is yours to know, honor, and navigate with care. You are here, fully awake within yourself, fully present to your feelings, fully aligned with the ongoing flow of awareness. And as this realization deepens, you feel a quiet, steady sense of empowerment. The power not to control, not to manipulate, not to avoid, but to understand, to witness, to be. This is the journey you continue, the unfolding of the rich, nuanced, infinitely intricate emotional terrain that makes you whole. And in this unfolding, you find not only clarity and insight, but serenity, acceptance, and a profound connection to the truth of your own being. You have journeyed into the landscape of your emotions, tracing their contours and mapping their subtleties. And now, in the gentle unfolding of awareness, you are invited to bring that insight into practice, to meet your inner world not only with observation but with intentional engagement. This is the domain of mindful mirror practices, the subtle, daily rituals that reflect your inner state back to you, revealing clarity, depth, and the resonance of authentic presence. Begin with the most accessible mirror of all, your own breath. You do not need special techniques, nor elaborate exercises, only the quiet acknowledgement that you are alive, that each inhalation and exhalation carries the potential for awareness. Feel the air enter, filling your lungs with life, and notice how it leaves, gentle, inevitable, yet renewing. Each breath is a thread connecting the inner self to the world, a rhythm that grounds you in the present, a signal that you are here, now, fully embodied. Extend this awareness to the five senses, those gateways to perception that anchor consciousness in the immediacy of experience. Notice what you hear, the subtle hum of existence outside, the faint rustle of movement, the distant murmur of life continuing beyond your sphere. Notice what you see, the textures of the room, the play of light and shadow, the small details often overlooked in the rush of daily life. Notice what you touch, the sensation of the floor beneath your feet, the weight of your body, the warmth or coolness of the air on your skin. Notice what you smell, the lingering fragrance of nature, of objects, of memories. Notice what you taste, the residue of recent meals, the subtle taste of the environment, the lingering sweetness of calm. These small, deliberate observations become a bridge to awareness, a mirror that reflects not only your external environment, but the state of your internal world. As you deepen this practice, the act of journaling emerges as an extension of mindful observation. Writing becomes dialogue, a conversation with yourself that is patient, curious, and non-judgmental. You may begin with simple prompts. Today I notice. I feel. I am aware that. Let the words flow unedited, capturing not what you think you should feel, but what actually arises. Allow patterns to emerge, subtle connections to form between thought and sensation, between emotional currents and bodily signals. Over time, journaling is no longer a mere record, but a reflective space, a mirror in which the nuances of your inner world become visible, tangible, and intelligible. In this practice, you may encounter resistance, perhaps a reluctance to look closely at certain thoughts or feelings. This is natural. Approach such resistance not as a barrier, but as an invitation, a signal that something within seeks acknowledgement, understanding, or compassion. The mindful mirror is not about forcing clarity, but about cultivating patience, presence, and gentle curiosity. The act of returning to your journal, again and again, is itself a ritual of trust. Trust in your own capacity to observe, to reflect, to integrate what arises. Another cornerstone of mindful mirror practices is the habit of pausing and observing. Life encourages reaction. Fast, immediate, often unconscious. In this practice, you cultivate the capacity to interrupt the automatic response, to insert a moment of conscious awareness between stimulus and reaction. When irritation, anxiety, or desire arises, pause. Notice the sensation. Observe its qualities. Acknowledge its presence without judgment. Allow a space to form between impulse and action, a space in which choice becomes possible. Respond from that space, intentionally, with clarity rather than being swept away by reflex. This habit, simple yet profound, transforms ordinary life into a conscious exploration. You begin to notice habitual patterns of reaction, a tendency to withdraw, to argue, to soothe, to distract. You recognize the triggers that evoke these responses and observe their effects not only on yourself but on those around you. And in that recognition, you cultivate freedom. The freedom to act aligned with your inner truth, rather than being carried by habitual emotional currents. You may also integrate mindfulness into the routines of everyday life. Brushing your teeth, walking to a familiar place, washing dishes, making tea. Each action is an opportunity to bring attention to the present moment. The brush against your skin, the sound of water, the rhythm of movement. These ordinary experiences, when observed fully, become portals to awareness. Through them, you practice returning to yourself, noticing the subtle shifts of body and mind, and refining the capacity to remain present amidst the flow of experience. As you explore mindful mirror practices, you discover that the mirror itself is more than a tool. It is a companion. It reflects without judgment, without expectation, without demand. It offers clarity and insight, but never criticism. In its reflection, you see not only the surface of thought and feeling, but the deeper layers of intention, habit, and consciousness. You begin to recognize how past experiences shape present reactions, how desires influence perception, and how the delicate interplay of mind and body gives rise to the texture of daily life. Consider also the practice of gentle self-inquiry, the kind that asks questions not to solve, but to illuminate. What am I feeling right now? Where in my body do I notice this sensation? How does this thought influence my emotional state? These questions, simple yet profound, guide you to the subtle truths hidden beneath the chatter of ordinary awareness. And as you attend to these questions with patience, the mirror reflects a progressively clearer, a more nuanced image of your inner world. There may be moments when the reflection is uncomfortable. Perhaps you notice patterns of fear, resistance, or avoidance that you had not previously acknowledged. Perhaps emotions arise that you have long ignored. This is part of the process. The mindful mirror does not seek to smooth over difficulty. It invites you to encounter it with courage, curiosity, and compassion. By meeting discomfort with awareness, you transform it from an obstacle into a teacher. You may also explore the interplay between reflection and intention. Awareness alone is illuminating, but when coupled with conscious intention, it becomes transformative. You may set intentions for your practice, to notice without judgment, to respond with clarity, to cultivate compassion for yourself and others. These intentions do not impose outcomes. Rather, they act as guiding stars, orienting your attention and framing your reflection with purpose and gentleness. In journaling, consider exploring deeper themes, recurring emotional patterns, the interplay between thought and bodily sensation, the subtle influences of environment or relationship. Reflect on how past experiences inform current behavior, and what wisdom can be gleaned from observing these connections. Over time, the journal becomes a repository of insight, a record of evolving self-awareness, and a source of encouragement as you recognize growth, change, and deepening understanding. You may notice that the mirror reveals not only challenges but strengths. moments of resilience, flashes of creativity, unexpected clarity. These are visible in the reflection, waiting to be acknowledged and appreciated. To see your strengths is not prideful. It is simply recognition of what exists. Balance is found in observing both light and shadow, joy and discomfort, ease and tension, with equal acceptance. Pause also to notice the rhythm of your mind throughout the day, how attention shifts, how focus is captured and released, how thoughts arise and dissolve. The mindful mirror allows you to observe this rhythm without attempting to control it. In doing so, you cultivate equanimity, the capacity to remain steady amidst the flow of consciousness. Awareness becomes a gentle current, supporting clarity, patience, and insight. The pause and observe habit extends beyond formal practice into spontaneous moments. A sudden feeling of irritation, a wave of anxiety, a flash of joy. Any of these moments become opportunities for mindful reflection. You insert the pause, observe the sensation, note its qualities, and respond with awareness. Over time, these micro-practices accumulate, reinforcing the ability to navigate emotional and cognitive landscapes with poise and clarity. In the interplay of observation, journaling, and mindful pause, you cultivate a coherent practice, a daily engagement with your inner world that is consistent, compassionate, and revealing. You begin to notice subtle shifts, moments of increased calm, deeper understanding, and enhanced responsiveness. You recognize that the mirror does not judge, does not prescribe, does not dictate. It simply reflects, offering clarity, insight, and the gentle opportunity for transformation. You may also discover that these practices extend into relationships. The awareness cultivated through self-observation informs interaction with others. You begin to notice the subtle currents of emotion, the interplay of words and gestures, and the resonance of presence. By grounding yourself in reflective awareness, you engage with the world from a place of clarity rather than reactivity, compassion rather than impulse. And in this integration, the mindful mirror becomes both foundation and guide. It supports the ongoing journey of understanding, the unfolding of emotional intelligence, and the cultivation of authentic presence. The mirror is not a tool for fixing or forcing. It is a companion, a witness, a subtle guide illuminating the path of awareness. As you settle into this practice, you may notice a growing sense of ease. The act of reflection, observation, and journaling gradually reshapes your relationship with your own consciousness. Patterns that once seemed automatic now appear as signals. Emotions that once overwhelmed now become guides. You gain the capacity to respond with clarity, to act with intention, and to live with heightened presence. Every breath, every pause, every written word is an affirmation of this path. You do not hurry, nor do you measure progress by external standards. The mirror reflects the unfolding journey, and you move in harmony with it. Awareness deepens, understanding expands, and the quiet rhythm of practice becomes a source of inner stability. And so, you continue. You check in with yourself daily, observing, journaling, pausing. You explore the interplay of thought, emotion, and bodily sensation. You cultivate awareness, insight, and compassion. And with each mindful reflection, The inner landscape grows clearer, more coherent, more aligned with the authentic self that waits to be recognized, honored, and embraced. You have wandered through the inner garden of thought and feeling, tracing the contours of your emotions, observing the currents of awareness, and cultivating presence through mindful reflection. And now, a subtle, profound invitation arises to extend this cultivated awareness outward, to explore the alignment of your inner self with the world you navigate every day. This is the realm of authentic self-expression, the delicate, courageous work of bridging the gap between the essence of who you are and the persona you present to others. Begin by noticing the masks you wear, the patterns, behaviors, and roles that have been adopted consciously or unconsciously to navigate expectations, obligations, and social norms. Some masks serve as protection, shielding your inner vulnerability. Others may obscure your true desires, emotions, and inclinations. Observe without judgment. These masks are neither inherently good nor bad. They are strategies developed over time, reflections of experience, and adaptations to the external world. Awareness of their presence is the first step toward intentional choice. The choice to honor your inner truth while engaging with life with integrity and grace. Consider the subtle dissonance that arises when the inner self and outward persona diverge. Perhaps you feel a quiet tension, a sense of constriction, or an undercurrent of unease when you act in ways that do not reflect your authentic intentions. This tension is a signal, a gentle prompt from your inner world that invites reconciliation. Bridging this gap is not an act of radical transformation or dramatic revelation. It is a patient, compassionate alignment, a practice of expressing the self that has been nurtured through reflection and awareness. Begin small. In your daily interactions, notice where you may temper speech, alter behavior, or suppress inclination to conform. Ask yourself gently, what is my authentic response here? How can I express myself honestly without causing unnecessary harm, conflict, or discord? This is the practice of integrity, aligning action with inner truth while maintaining respect and empathy. Over time, even small acts of authenticity accumulate, creating a life that feels coherent, grounded, and aligned. Boundaries emerge as an essential companion in this work. To express your true self requires space, emotional, mental, and sometimes physical, in which your inner clarity can flourish. Boundaries are not walls of separation. They are guiding lines that protect the integrity of your inner world while allowing meaningful connection with others. Observe where your energy is drained, where your focus is diverted, or where your attention is fragmented. Establish boundaries with compassion and firmness, recognizing that protecting your inner clarity is an act of self-respect and a prerequisite for authentic engagement with the world. Vulnerability is the heart of authentic self-expression. To share your true self, in even modest ways, is to open a door to connection, empathy, and resonance. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is courage embodied. It is the willingness to reveal the contours of your inner life, your thoughts, feelings, desires, and fears. With presence, honesty, and acceptance, notice the subtle resistance that may arise at the thought of vulnerability. This is natural. It reflects past experience, the instinct to protect, and the weight of social conditioning. Observe it gently, without judgment, and allow the choice to emerge, to step into authenticity or to step back, knowing that awareness itself is progress. Authentic self-expression is also about timing, context, and intentionality. Not every thought, feeling, or insight must be shared immediately or indiscriminately. Wisdom lies in discernment, knowing what, when, and how to express. Begin with safe spaces, trusted individuals, journals, creative outlets, or reflective practices. Notice how expressing inner truth in these environments nurtures a sense of coherence, reduces internal tension, and fosters connection. Gradually, the courage to extend authenticity into broader interactions grows, supported by the foundation of self-awareness and reflective practice cultivated in the previous stages of your journey. Observe how your inner clarity transforms the quality of interaction. When you engage from a space of awareness, your communication carries depth, honesty, and resonance. You notice subtleties in tone, intention, and response that previously went unnoticed. You feel the difference between reaction and response, between performed social ritual and deliberate, authentic engagement. These distinctions are subtle, yet they accumulate into profound shifts in the texture of your relational life. Embrace the paradox that authentic expression involves both presence and flexibility. You remain rooted in inner truth while navigating the inevitable fluidity of human interaction. You honor your needs and limits while remaining open to empathy, dialogue, and mutual understanding. Authenticity is not rigid adherence to internal impulses. It is the dynamic interplay between awareness of self and sensitivity to the context of connection. You may notice fear, hesitation, or self-doubt when expressing your authentic self. These are natural companions on this journey. Observe them, name them, attend to the physical sensations they evoke. The tightening in the chest, the flutter in the stomach, the tension along the shoulders. Allow these sensations to be present without attempting to suppress or control them. Vulnerability thrives not in the absence of fear, but in the conscious presence of fear, acknowledged and embraced. Practice incremental steps of self-expression. Speak a truth gently in conversation. Allow a subtle preference or desire to be visible in your actions. Share a thought, feeling, or insight in writing or creative work. Observe the internal experience, the courage, the nervous anticipation, the quiet satisfaction of integrity. Over time, these small gestures build confidence, resilience, and the capacity to navigate authenticity with ease. Recognize that authentic expression is not only personal, but relational. When you allow your inner truth to be present, you invite others into resonance. Others respond not only to your words, but to the congruence between your inner state and outer expression. Trust develops. Connection deepens. Relationships shift from superficial interaction to meaningful engagement. The act of being authentically present becomes a source of relational nourishment, not only for yourself, but for those around you. Boundaries continue to play a central role. Observe the spaces where energy is depleted, where external demands challenge your capacity to remain aligned. Establish lines of protection with clarity and compassion, honoring both your needs and the needs of others. Notice how healthy boundaries support authentic self-expression by preserving the integrity of your inner world while fostering sustainable engagement with your environment. In moments of hesitation, return to reflection. Ask, what is true in this moment? What is mine to express? What requires patience, discretion, or further contemplation? These questions guide you toward intentionality, ensuring that self-expression is neither reactive nor performative, but grounded in awareness, compassion, and purpose. Authentic self-expression also encompasses creative and symbolic forms. Writing, art, movement, music, and other modalities provide avenues for revealing inner truth in nonverbal ways. Notice the subtle relief and satisfaction that arise when inner states are mirrored externally. These expressions extend the mindful mirror beyond observation, allowing insight, emotion, and intention to manifest in tangible form. Over time, you may notice an alignment emerging, a sense of integrity between your inner world and outward behavior. The masks that once obscured clarity become optional rather than necessary. The tension between inner and outer gradually softens. You move with a quiet confidence, guided by reflection, awareness, and the courage to inhabit your own truth. Embrace the process as a lifelong practice. Authenticity is not a destination. It is an evolving dialogue between self-awareness, presence, and expression. Some moments will feel effortless, others challenging. Both are integral. Observe the ebb and flow without judgment, recognizing each experience as an opportunity to refine, deepen, and expand your capacity for authentic engagement. Notice also the subtle joys that accompany authenticity. Moments of connection, resonance, laughter, or insight are magnified when arising from congruence. The simple satisfaction of expressing your thought honestly, acting in alignment with your inner state, or honoring a boundary evokes profound fulfillment. These experiences reinforce the value of mindful reflection and intentional expression. Vulnerability, boundaries, and intentional action converge into a practice of living aligned with inner truth. This alignment does not mean you become immune to challenge, criticism, or disappointment. Rather, it equips you with the capacity to navigate these experiences with integrity, compassion, and clarity. You act from awareness rather than impulse, speak from intention rather than habit, and engage with presence rather than performance. In embracing authentic self-expression, you recognize the interconnectedness of inner awareness, emotional insight, and relational resonance. Each moment of reflection informs expression. Each act of expression deepens insight. Each interaction reinforces clarity. Awareness, reflection, and intentional action become a continuum, a flowing practice that harmonizes inner life with outer engagement. As you cultivate this practice, observe how it transforms perception, interaction, and internal experience. The clarity gained from reflection illuminates choices. The courage to express authentic truth fosters deeper connection. The discipline of maintaining boundaries preserves the integrity of awareness. You become an observer, participant, and guide within your own life, present, responsive, and aligned. And so, you continue. You meet yourself with honesty, engage with others with integrity, and navigate life with awareness. Each moment of authenticity deepens the resonance of self, expands the clarity of inner observation, and fosters connections of substance. Vulnerability, courage, and reflection intertwine, forming the foundation of an integrated, expressive, and aware existence. In this unfolding, you notice a quiet power. The power of choice, the power of integrity. Authentic self-expression is not performative. It is an embodied reflection of awareness. It is the living dialogue between your inner garden and the world beyond its walls. Each day, each moment, each conscious choice strengthens the bridge between your inner truth and your outward life. And in this bridging, you discover freedom. Freedom from automatic reaction. Freedom from dissonance. Freedom from the pressure to perform or conform. You inhabit yourself fully, with awareness, intention, and compassion. You experience connection, creativity, and resonance. You find clarity, integrity, and presence. This is the path of authentic self-expression, patient, gentle, continuous, and deeply liberating. It is the conscious embodiment of insight, the unfolding of awareness into action, and the harmonization of inner truth with outer reality. You are learning, moment by moment, to live fully aligned, fully present, and fully yourself. You have walked through the garden of your inner world, explored the nuanced landscape of emotions, practiced mindful reflection, and begun to align your inner truth with outward expression. And now, the journey gently unfolds into a deeper, sustaining practice, an ongoing commitment to awareness, presence, and self-understanding that extends beyond moments of meditation or reflection. This is the domain of sustaining the journey, of embedding conscious observation and authentic living into the rhythm of your daily life. Begin by recognizing that the mindful mirror is not a temporary tool, nor a fleeting exercise. It is a lifelong companion, a subtle presence guiding awareness, offering clarity, and providing a reflective space in which the self may unfold continuously. Just as a river carves its path gradually through the landscape, the practice of mindful reflection shapes consciousness gently, persistently, and inevitably. You do not need to force transformation. You simply continue to return, day after day, breath after breath, moment after moment, to the observant awareness that anchors your journey. Notice the subtle shifts in perspective that emerge over time. Moments of clarity, once rare, become more frequent. Emotional triggers, once overwhelming, now signal opportunity for reflection rather than reaction. The alignment between inner truth and outer action, once tenuous, strengthens. These changes are incremental, often imperceptible in the moment, yet their accumulation creates profound transformation. Recognize that this is the essence of sustaining the journey: patience, persistence, and the gentle recognition of growth, however subtle it may seem. Celebrate the small insights. A sudden recognition of habitual patterns, a subtle awareness of bodily sensation, a clear understanding of emotional triggers. These are milestones, markers of evolving self-awareness. They need not be grand or dramatic. The quiet acknowledgement of progress is itself deeply nourishing. When you notice that you paused instead of reacted, that you observed rather than judged, that you spoke with intention rather than impulse, honor these moments. They are proof that awareness is cultivating wisdom, resilience, and inner harmony. Journaling continues to serve as a companion in this ongoing reflection. Review past entries with compassion, noticing the threads of growth, the subtle shifts in perspective, and the patterns of insight that emerge. Observe recurring themes. What continues to challenge you? What continues to nurture you? And allow this awareness to inform your choices, actions, and intentions. The journal becomes a living record, a testament to your unfolding journey, and a mirror reflecting not only the present moment, but the trajectory of evolving consciousness. The daily practice of pause and observe remains central. Life will continue to present situations that evoke strong feelings, challenge your patience, or disrupt habitual patterns. The practice of inserting awareness, of noticing without immediate reaction, becomes increasingly integrated into daily life. Over time, this micro-practice cultivates a profound stability, an inner calm that persists even amidst external turbulence. You may notice that you respond with greater clarity, empathy, and discernment, and that your actions are increasingly guided by reflection rather than impulse. Boundaries continue to evolve as essential instruments of self-care. The mindful mirror reveals the conditions under which your energy is preserved or depleted, and your growing awareness enables you to establish and maintain boundaries with clarity and compassion. Observe how these boundaries facilitate authentic engagement, protect inner clarity, and support sustainable relationships. Each act of boundary setting is a reaffirmation of your commitment to ongoing self-awareness and conscious living. Vulnerability, when embraced within this sustained practice, deepens connection and enriches experience. You learn to navigate the balance between openness and protection, authenticity and discernment. Moments of sharing your inner truth, whether in conversation, creative expression, or subtle acts of presence, become opportunities to reinforce alignment between inner awareness and outer action. Vulnerability is not risk without guidance. It is courage exercised within the context of reflection, insight, and presence. Notice also the integration of awareness into ordinary activities. Walking, eating the mancha grated, conversing, working, or resting. Each moment offers an opportunity to practice observation, reflection, and intentional action. The mundane becomes sacred. Each action, a micro-practice reinforcing presence and clarity. Life is no longer divided into moments of practice and moments of distraction. The entire continuum becomes fertile ground for mindful engagement. Celebrate the accumulation of small successes. Recognize that sustained practice is a mosaic of tiny, consistent actions. A breath noticed, a pause inserted, a journal entry written, a boundary respected, a truth expressed. Each piece contributes to the larger picture of evolving self-awareness, emotional resilience, and authentic engagement with life. The journey is not linear, nor uniform, but the mosaic becomes increasingly coherent, vivid, and meaningful over time. Resources and supports may also enrich the path. Books, reflective prompts, meditation, guidance from mentors or peers, creative expression, and community practice all provide nourishment for ongoing reflection. Select those that resonate, that cultivate insight, and that support alignment with your inner truth. Allow these resources to complement, not replace, your daily engagement with the mindful mirror. The journey is yours to navigate, guided by curiosity, awareness, and intuition. As awareness deepens, you begin to notice the subtler dimensions of self-knowledge. Patterns that once seemed invisible emerge. Habitual reactions are illuminated. Insights arise spontaneously, often in moments of stillness, nature, or creative flow. Attend to these moments with openness and curiosity, integrating their lessons into daily life. The mind becomes increasingly attuned to subtleties, the body more responsive to signals, and the heart more receptive to connection. Reflection also reveals the interconnectedness of past, present, and future. Awareness of recurring patterns illuminates the influence of experience. Conscious observation guides intentional action. Clarity of inner truth informs the trajectory of personal growth. You recognize that sustaining the journey is not about perfection but about continuous alignment, a living, breathing practice of presence, insight, and intentionality. Notice the subtle resilience that emerges from sustained practice. You respond to challenges with patience, insight, and equanimity. You navigate emotional turbulence with awareness rather than reaction. You communicate and engage with presence rather than impulse. Over time, these shifts accumulate, reinforcing the stability, clarity, and authenticity that have been nurtured throughout your journey. In this ongoing reflection, self-compassion remains central. Celebrate progress without attachment, observe setbacks without judgment, and remain gently curious about every aspect of your experience. Each moment of awareness, each pause, each journal entry, each act of authentic expression is a testament to the ongoing work of self-discovery. By honoring both success and struggle, you maintain the continuity, depth, and richness of the mindful mirror as a lifelong companion. The journey is also marked by gratitude. Gratitude for insight gained, for moments of clarity, for connection, for the capacity to observe and act with awareness. Gratitude reinforces perspective, illuminates progress, and nurtures resilience. It invites a sense of abundance, even in the midst of challenge, and strengthens the ongoing alignment of inner awareness with daily living. And finally, recognize that the mindful mirror invites not merely observation, but creativity, growth, and transformation. You are co-creating your experience, cultivating insight, shaping your presence, and expressing your authentic self with increasing confidence and ease. The mirror reflects not only what is, but what is possible. The evolution of consciousness, the refinement of awareness, and the flowering of self-realization. The journey of sustaining reflection is continuous, patient, and deeply rewarding. Each day, each breath, each moment of awareness is a step along this path. Awareness becomes a natural rhythm. Reflection, a habit, presence, a companion, authenticity, a guide. And as you continue, the subtle threads of practice weave together into a coherent, resilient, and flourishing life. A life marked by clarity, compassion, and enduring connection to your inner truth. You are now, in this unfolding, fully equipped to navigate your inner and outer worlds with insight, care, and grace. The mindful mirror remains ever present, guiding, illuminating, and reflecting, supporting your journey of self-discovery, resilience, and peace. Each moment is an opportunity to return, observe, reflect, and act in alignment with the deepest currents of awareness. And so you continue, breathing, noticing, journaling, pausing, expressing, and reflecting. A journey without end, sustained by curiosity, presence, and compassion. This is the living practice of mindful reflection, the art of ongoing self-awareness, and the path to enduring inner peace. You carry it with you always, a companion, guide, and mirror, ever ready to illuminate the landscape of your mind, heart, and spirit. Before you go, leave one small line in the comments. I'm coming back to myself. I'll be here, reading every word. Sending you peace and light. See you next time.